You crazy. You crazy.
I'm not crazy.
Well, hear me out.
I'm over dating. This generation sucks.
Y'all suck.
That's wrong. That's messed up.
Hear me out, nigga.
Are physical appearances important to you? No.
Well, say something so I can get mad.
Cause I'm gonna say so. We don't fool with y'all.
So,
Like what? Y'all are pathetic.
oh wow.
Yes. If we can really be honest, y'all
I'm
ain't.
not pathetic. So
Well, I said women. Like I said, women are. Y'all can be pathetic too. Y'all want to harp on a nigga. How pathetic he is. Y'all pathetic.
I'm gonna punch you. Like,
Punch
for
me.
real.
Punch me.
Listen, no, that's not an intro.
I'm not budging. Yes, it is. What are they talking about?
It's just Kay, and you're tuned in to Hear Me Out, which is something that y'all don't do.
We do. Y'all just don't like to hear what we got to say.
It is your girl, Just Kay, and I have the lovely Just Robin here with me. Hello.
Hi.
We have a special guest today, Mr. Andre.
Hey, how y'all doing? I see the rest of the guys left me up here by myself.
They
today.
did.
They
They did. I'm
right.
sorry.
All
They
right.
did. I believe they were scared, but they knew you could handle it.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
All right. Well, just before we get started, Mr. Andre has been a loyal follower, and he's been on the lives. And we just want to say that we do appreciate that because just for the support. We appreciate it. Hopefully you can help us get some things into perspective today.
Everybody's a walking library.
All right.
So if you take a chance and check out a book from a different person, you never know what happened to your life. So let's get to it.
That's good.
Okay. All right. So we'll get started. So I did get the topics you gave me, and we'll start on the self-imposed war between the sexes. We can start with that. What's your take on that?
A steering wheel is round and a tire is round. They're both important, but if you switch one out for the other, your car ain't gonna go right. So why is the steering wheel arguing with a tire and a tire arguing with a steering wheel when they're both of equal importance? They just gotta be in the right place. So the war of the sexes is really stupid because one can't be juxtaposed with the other and get the best outcome. So why are we fighting?
I like that.
Makes a lot of sense.
So how do you handle the fight though? Even though, how do you handle the battle between the sexes?
I don't. I'm a steering wheel. I just steer. Now I can't go anywhere without a tire. I can't get anywhere without it. I can't take the tire's place. So why would I fight it? I just gotta be what I am.
So why do you think there is a war? Like why do you feel like the sexes are in battle with each other?
In this society, position is fluid. And that's however you want to take it. Whether you're talking about gender fluidity, whether you're talking about traditional role fluidity, everything is fluid. So the tire is like, well, I'm round too. Let me get up there in the car and get by the blinker switch. And then we wondering why the radio steering wheel controls don't work because the steering wheel is under the car. We're looking at it wrong, as if one is more important than the other. And that's just a lie. Can't have positive without negative, masculine without feminine, and that's regardless of what you identify as. It's always going to be a plus minus, light, dark, masculine, feminine, no matter how you shape it. That's just how the universe was created. So the gender fluidity thing is really making us less smart than we are.
I agree. I feel like both genders, a lot of times, it's just about us being heard And so, like we were kind of talking about earlier, we're all kind of saying the same thing, but we all just want the credit, I guess, of saying, oh, I said it. Or instead of just saying, hey, we're both saying the same thing, let's come together and, like your analogy of a car, so that this thing can move. Or, one can't move without the other, and we'll just all just be sitting there arguing about the simplicity of things that have just been blown out of proportion.
I also think we love statistics, because statistics can always be skewed to prove a point. But statistics are in the macro, where you take like thousands of responses and you put them together to make one point. And really, all you got to do is just watch the micro, just watch the stuff that's in your little world, and that's what tells you the truth. Because those statistics could come from Nebraska, and I don't know nobody in Nebraska. I don't even know how they get down, except for that one dude on Belly that has a banana. I don't really know anything else about Nebraska. So if you take numbers from that, it doesn't correlate to Waco, Texas, where I'm from. So we got to be careful with looking at those statistics and numbers and using those to justify our points. Just use the people you know. If you know a lot of people who have been successfully married and they're making it work, then that's what you go with. If you know a lot of people who haven't been, then that's what you go with. And then sometimes you have to kind of change the group of people that you kick it with. If you want a certain outcome, kick it with people who've had that outcome. And that increases your chance to get that outcome.
So I would say I've heard several people say that don't take advice from a single person, like a person that's single. Don't take advice from them because they don't have a man or they don't have a woman. And I beg to differ on that, only because I feel like I've been in a relationship and I've gone through some things, and that caused me to be careful with my next one. Like, just because I'm single doesn't mean I don't have anything that I can help, or I won't per se speak on marriages because I've never been married. So I can't really tell you nothing more than, hey, you have my support or I'm there for you. But as far as a relationship, just because I'm single don't mean I don't have any wisdom or I don't have any knowledge on, So I just never understood why that people make that statement, because I do not agree with that.
Yeah, I think I'm team you on that. I can tell people what not to do, based on past experiences. I can also tell them successes I had, So I would never, if you and I were having a conversation, we were discussing a topic, yesterday and early today, and everything that you discuss with me or everything that I discuss with you, you can apply it. You can get knowledge from a dope fiend.
Yeah.
You can get knowledge from a fortune cookie.
Right.
And that piece of paper ain't breathed a breath, not ever. You can get your life saved by a stop sign. The stop sign never driven a car, but it can save your life. So I think people just kind of need to chill on being critical about where they get information from and just process it all the same.
Right.
You might miss something. Judging the information source, you might miss something.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Because to box somebody in and say you can't give me relationship advice because you're single, just because somebody is in a relationship doesn't mean that their advice is wise, or whatever they have to say holds any weight just because of their status. I don't agree with that. I don't take advice from people based on their status. I listen for wisdom. So anybody can give you wisdom, or anybody can give you their point of view. I don't think that should have anything to do with people's understanding. I don't agree either.
Now, sometimes I do. My parents are both 80 years old. They've been married for, 60 years.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a blessing.
60.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, around
Trying
60
to get to a
years.
year.
Okay, so I feel you. Trying to get started, So when I want to know something about that roadmap, I tend to go to them.
Yeah.
Because they've probably seen 98% of the circumstances.
Right.
So on that instance, I will lean toward the experience. Now, when I'm having talks with a friend about something personal, something I've experienced or something I'm dealing with, I don't shy away from somebody who's single because I'm talking about something personal. So they obviously, if I'm talking to them about it, they may see something in me or hear something in my words that reflected through them. I can get some better understanding.
Yeah.
So I think, just like everything else, there's a duality in that statement that we can miss out on if we're looking to drive a point.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess that's what I'm on. I'm not looking to drive a point. I'm looking to get better.
Right. That's good.
So do you believe in like married men hanging with single men, or like married women hanging with, like some people make that a big deal. Like, do you believe that that's okay? And it, because I feel like as long as they have self-control, then it doesn't matter, because they say, well, he can, do something to draw him to do something, like he married and he out here acting single. But no, if he has his own mind, he make his own decisions. So I don't really see the big issue with a married man hanging with a single homeboy. But a lot of people make a big deal about that.
I think that's a know yourself kind of thing.
Right.
If you know you're a wild boy, and when you get outside that yard, you're gonna do some things. Then if you value what's in the yard, that's the if. If you value what's in the yard, you'll put yourself in positions to win. So you're not gonna go out with your homeboy that's a wild boy, and he pulling and doing everything. You're not gonna be around that because that's your drug of choice.
Right.
But if that's not your drug of choice, then you can go out and you can be a spectator. But I'm gonna venture to say the percentages are very low on being a spectator because of how we're made.
Yeah.
We're driven to hunt.
Here we go with that word.
So you don't think a married man should hang with single men?
I'm saying you got to know yourself. There's no blanket statement that will cover all that, but you got to know yourself. You got to know yourself. I mean, now let's talk about it. You're not attracted to men that are not hunters. You're not. You're not attractive to a docile, lay in the cool spot under the tree, don't bark at the cars kind of person. You're not. Not at all. Okay. So when that person chooses to make a commitment, they're choosing to feed the sheepdog instead of the wolf. So you got to consistently feed the sheepdog in that relationship. The man has to feed it within himself, as well as his partner has to feed that and praise those aspects. The one you pick is the one that will dominate. If you pick the sheepdog and you nurture the sheepdog, it'll grow. If you don't, and you leave the wolf to hunt on his own, he'll hunt, he'll eat, and he'll grow, and they'll dominate. That's just the duality of man.
So how do you know the difference? Like, how do you know the difference of what you've chosen? Because sometimes people change. Situations make people change. Circumstances make people change. So what if he changes?
Okay.
And
like if he's talking and walking, protection, provision, those type of things, those are sheepdog mentality because you're protecting the flock. You see what I'm saying? If he's showing you in the dating phases that he's more interested in being seen and being adored by things outside of the flock, outside of the yard, then that's what phase he's in. And I'm not going to say but because I don't want to negate that. And what you show attraction to is what he's going to give you more of. Do y'all have sons? Okay. So let's take it the potty thing with the boys, because boys, we don't mind walking around with a loaded diaper. That's how we rock. You know what I mean? So when you start the potty thing, you got to praise them like something that you're supposed to do. Poop on the pot. It's just better for you. Your butt don't itch. You don't stink. But we require attaboys to do even the regular things because that's how we're wired. That's how y'all start us off. We say, hey, but you're supposed to talk.
Yeah.
You're supposed to read. You're supposed to know your letters. So then as we get older, women stop giving praise for the things that we do for praise and performance. We perform to get praise. But then y'all be like, you supposed to do that. That ain't how y'all raised us, though. Y'all started that.
Wait a minute.
Y'all started that.
Because we will praise, we will praise, we don't have a problem with praising. The praising gets tainted when the hurt comes in or when, things come in and we feel unappreciated or cheating, disrespect. Like when that comes in, then it's kind of like, like if I feel unappreciated, but I feel like the praise it's there, it's been there until something happens. And then for me, I feel like men still wants that praise after they've broken us down and they've abused us and we're hurt. And it's kind of like, well, I'm still the man, get over it.
You ready? Okay. So when your little boy, the first time he went poo-poo in the potty, right? And you did the potty dance, whatever y'all did, you did the potty dance. Okay. Was that the last time that he pooped on his diaper?
No.
On himself? Even when you put the training pants on him, you was finding turds on the floor, right? Okay. So did you stop praising him when he did it right?
No.
And the more you praised him when he did it right, the less he went in his pants, right?
Right.
Because inherently, we kind of goofy. Inherently, we kind of like, I'm pretty sure your little boys like used to hide and go poop on themselves. Inherently, we do goofy stuff like that. I don't have an answer for why. I do not have an answer for why. I just know that we do. It's proven over time. We just do. So to get out of the poop on yourself phase in relationships, because we taught to play games with relationships, society, negative role models, hurt feelings and inadequacies teach us to poop on ourselves in relationships. It takes a minute to stop pooping on yourself. It just is. I don't have an answer for the why about that. I just know the what.
Yeah.
The what is, it just takes us a minute. We don't learn. Well, think about how you play growing up. You played family growing up. Got this little plastic shopping cart, and I'm getting these groceries for my family, and I'm cooking, and you got your little baby doll, you know what I'm saying? And you got your little family doll in the family car. Man, we play war. We play with sticks and rocks, and we punch each other in the chest for saying B words. We do all kind of goofy, hyper competitive, silly stuff. Then we get to a certain age, and you're like, okay, tighten up. And think about this family thing or this relationship thing. It's not what we're equipped to do in most instances. And it seems like the fellas that take that seriously more often, a lot of them saw the opposite growing up and decided that they were going to tighten up at an early age. But a lot of us who had the air quote Huxtable experience, we ain't take it seriously. It was our norm. So when we started trying to have relationships, we were very much in play mode, very much just trying to see what we could get away with.
So you do believe that women mature faster than men? Do you believe that?
In a certain aspect. In understanding what you want, yes. You understand you want that nuclear family, you want that provision, you want that protection, you want that 3-bedroom, 2-bath with the fence, privacy fence, you want 2 cars. Yes, you do know.
You feel like we want that before y'all want it?
Because you play like that coming up.
So it's instilled in us a lot earlier.
A lot earlier. Now, I think that both of us are as equally confused on how to get there. Because what you portray to get there doesn't always match the results you want.
I had to take a sip on that. Oh, Lord. That's true.
That's
agree
true.
with that.
I came for it tonight. So
I
let's
feel
go.
like I can't even really say nothing because I'm just like, okay.
You know,
Let me see.
I'm 48
I
years.
gotta
I'm
find
48
something.
years old. I've seen a lot of things that attracted me, but none of it was conducive to holding the household down. That wasn't the bait that was on the hook. The bait that was on the hook fed the wolf. They fed me wolf food and then wanted me to be a sheepdog. You know. So
Okay, I like that logic.
That's good. I got to write that one down so I don't forget it.
Okay, look at him. Got us on hush mode.
Oh, Alan would
Look,
bask in
I
this.
thought I was prepared. Wait a minute. So let's hop on to co-parenting because I know you mentioned that too. Co-parenting and parenting.
yeah.
Which one you want to do first? Co-parenting or parenting?
Let's go co-parenting. Let's go co-parenting first.
Okay,
Co-parenting.
we can start co-parenting.
Okay.
You can go.
I mean, like most of the co-parenting is like relationship retribution. You know, it's got very little to do with the outcomes and positive outcomes for the child. It's got more to do with I got you in a bind now, so let me gut punch you for how you did me when we was together. And that's from both ends.
Yeah.
That's from both ends. Because I've never seen a more interested dude than a baby daddy who know you got something else. That dude is very interested.
That's true.
Very
I agree.
interested. And I've never seen anybody as vindictive than your kid's mom when she know you moving on. Because then, like Pimp C said, wicked women using children to live on. You know, she gonna use that child in whatever circumstance to make you uncomfortable. So it's almost impossible for you to do anything else. Now, I'm not speaking on child support because I believe in paying that. Mine was high as giraffe ears, but I paid it.
Not giraffe is.
Yeah. My baby mamas, y'all out there, you know, if you're listening, you know what I paid. You know what I paid.
I don't know, y'all. Don't come for me.
Nah, it's public record. It's at the courthouse. They know what I paid. You know, and I still made it, still prosper. But that was on me. You know, whatever was on the paper was on them. How I live is on me.
Yeah.
So if you got to hustle, you know, everybody know I DJ, I hustle, you know, and I got my regular job, you know, and if anything else legal comes along that I can jump on and I think it'll turn a profit and I can respect myself by doing it, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to let a bill determine how I live. So I don't go for all that whining because of what you got to pay. That's just what you got to pay. Figure it out.
Do you feel like you deserved it?
Like I deserve the child support. That ain't my business. I don't sit in the legislature. That's just like complaining about the traffic lines on Valley Mills Drive. I ain't paint them. I just got to drive them.
Just made it happen.
Just make it happen. I just got to drive them. I ain't gonna sit up and let somebody else determine how I live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive what I want to drive. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. I'm gonna live where I want to live. That's on me. So I kind of take the sting out of that part of co-parenting. Oh, girl, he got to pay so-and-so. And,
Right.
you know, still going to prosper. Now, on the other side, all that rubbernecking when your lady get with somebody else and all that hating and all that. That's like low self-esteem to me.
I agree. I've never had to experience co-parenting. From a I've experienced it as a step parent, not as a direct. And I think a lot of it is behind some type of bitterness or some type of lack of conclusion of the relationship or some kind of an issue. Because after a certain amount of time, you start to realize, okay, so this isn't about either parent being maybe a good or bad parent. This is just about your perspective of that person. So now at this point, it's just about making it difficult and making it hard. And then at the end of the day, the children are who suffer because of those type of decisions that we as adults make because we're not able to communicate effectively with one another for whatever reason. And then it kind of falls in on their life.
Yeah. Now I agree in vetting people. I agree with that. Because like if some of these folk got these old funny cases out here, you know what I'm saying? Where they got to go get locked up on Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now if I'm feeling that vibe and I'm thinking I need to vet a person, then I need to vet that person because they're around my most precious resource, which is my baby.
Right.
And I feel like I should be able to go to their mother and say, hey, look, these are my concerns. I kind of heard this. Can we look into this for the sake of the children?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to tell you who to be with, but for the sake of the children, can we look into this? So I think that can be approached that way.
It's a way to go about it also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think it's okay to keep children away from people when they're dating?
No, because sometimes the kids will tell you something or show you something you can't see because you enthralled with the physical package. You know what I mean? Or you enthralled with the financial package. And them kids will walk in the room and look at somebody and be like, and then they're gone on. And you should pay attention to that. I ain't saying they need to know your babies on day one. I ain't saying that, but have a casual walkthrough. See how they react. You know what I'm saying? If they don't show any interest towards your kids, then what are you really doing? Because you come with kids.
So what if, like for me, dating, I don't feel the need to have a man around my kids early on. Like, I guess it can come from a protective place, but I just feel like I need to fill you out in that moment. I need to get to know you before I introduce you to my children. And it's not that like I'm hiding nothing or, but I just feel like my kids don't meet every guy that I talk to or every guy that I date, I understand they could possibly need to get a feel, but I just feel like that's kind of down the line. Like,
so what's your intention for these dudes?
My intentions is to get to know them first.
Okay. Are they aware that you have children? Mm-hmm. Okay. And what do they say about it when you meet them? What do they say about your children?
I mean, they ask questions, but it's nothing like, they'll ask about sports and all that, but it's not just like a dire, like, oh, well, to like be around them. But I feel like I make it clear, like, you're not going to meet my kids. And it's just like, kind of like a go with the flow thing. Like,
so you really letting them off the hook in one aspect.
How?
You're really telling them you can have access to this part of my package, but not this part. Like,
not early on. Like, I want to give it time. Like, I want to get to know them first because it's not going to take long for me to figure out who you are.
So what if y'all real groovy, but he don't like kids though?
Well, we can discuss that. Like, tell me that up front.
What kind of discussion is that though? I mean, because you come with kids.
Because I like to have conversation. I like to talk. So if we're having a conversation and they say, well, I don't like kids or I don't want to talk to somebody with kids, then, hey, That's all I need to know. We wasting our time. I'm not going to, force it or continue something when you don't want to talk to nobody with kids.
Okay. So what if he's real appealing to you? What if you hear the wolf howling and you want to be like, oh, let me look out the peephole and see what that is? It kind of sound like a German Shepherd, but it could be. Let me go out there and see if I can pet. I don't want to pet that dog.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
It has to be clear, and I ask questions up front.
So you believe in unicorns too?
What does that mean?
What I'm saying is, I don't want to use a statistic because I don't really believe on those. I would say in my lifetime, I have seen a lot of women who can be into a person, and that person can be like, yo, look, I don't want to deal with the littles. And they'll still find time to fit that person in a schedule. You see what I'm saying? For an intended purpose. They'll fit that person in their schedule. Then when they find a dude that is kind of groovy with you, but he like kids, you done let this dude in the cookie jar who don't want to deal with your kids, and he done made you sweat your baby hairs out. So then when you meet the good dude, the imprint of the dude that done made you, oh, this is damp and moist. You know what I'm saying? The painted on eyebrows, it's down here. Okay. So
Don't talk about me.
this dude has done all that, and that has made an impression on you. So the wolf has been in the yard. Then when the sheepdog come, he smelled the wolf poop in the yard. Like, ah, man, somebody been here. Okay, so when the first inkling of the dude being a wolf, you can't keep feeding that, and then expect him to transform into a sheepdog, or expect sheepdog to want to come in your yard. So it sounded like you kind of would entertain that conversation.
What?
That's what it sounded
What did you get
like.
out of that? What did you get? How did you get that out of what I said?
Because it took you about 4 minutes to say you would cut it off after he said that. And then I was looking in your eyes as you said it.
No.
And with me being an elder statesman, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to read eyeballs a little bit. I mean, now tell me if I'm wrong.
When it comes to my children,
Okay.
if they're not interested in a woman with children, then it's a no for me. I don't care how you look. I don't care how appealing or whatever. Like, that's why I ask questions early on.
Right.
To get an understanding before it even go any further.
Okay. I can dig it.
Did you look in my eyes and see that was true this time?
I did. That left one was kind of twinkling, so I'm gonna reserve my judgment on that. I'm gonna let you make it. This is my first time on. I want to be invited back.
Oh my God.
So I'm gonna let you make it on that one.
No, I'm serious.
I usually say I'm serious twice when I'm not.
Oh my gosh. So do you see an issue, and I'm gonna look at your face expression.
Yeah.
Do you see an issue with, I have children, but my children are in age to where they're almost graduating, and they'll be hopefully, prayerfully going off to college, and and it'll just be me.
Okay.
So I prefer to date a man with no kids.
Okay.
Do you see anything wrong with that? Because I get so much backlash on that. And they was like, I'm selfish. And I'm just like, that's my preference.
So you're projecting a want that you can't give back.
But if they're okay with it, then what's the problem?
I mean, how many of these dudes are you finding at your age?
It's a little slim.
Absolutely.
But still, like, why is that such a big deal, though?
And if at this age, nobody has selected to genetically match with them, there might be a reason.
So you're saying because of the kids?
No, I'm saying that at this age, I'm just looking at situation, down and distance. You know, all right, it's third down because I'm in fourth down. I'm almost 50.
You finna lose me.
What I'm saying is I'm almost 50. I'm almost halfway through with this thing. You know, if I live as long as I want to live. All right, so you got to be in your 30s, right? Okay. How many of your peers have children? In a group of 10 peers, how many of those peers have children?
Pretty much all of them.
Okay. So you're going to find this one guy who you think is physically appealing enough, because that's the first thing you're gonna look at to gain your attention. Mm-hmm. So he's not bad on the eyes, right? Mm-hmm. Yet at this stage, nobody has chosen to play the genetic lottery with them. Somebody chose you to play the genetic lottery with 2 times. You got 2 babies.
How you know? How you know?
I'm been around this planet for a minute.
Yes, I have 2 boys.
Okay, so somebody chose to play the genetic lottery with you twice. Mm-hmm. All right, you're not bad on the eyes. So the guy you picked that was bad on the eyes, nobody's chosen to play the genetic lottery with him. Why?
They probably just didn't get lucky.
I mean, ain't too much luck in that. It's hard to miss that shot. You're in the basket. It's hard to miss that shot. So explain it to me.
I don't know.
Okay, so you're looking for a guy who hasn't been selected to procreate or to add to the genetic database on this planet, because the strongest survive in that, right?
But what if I don't want any more kids?
Then that's an easy thing to do. And if you get with this guy who doesn't have any kids, what if he wants biological kids with you, but you don't want any more? How cool is that?
I mean,
so you gonna rob him? You gonna rob him of an experience you've had?
No, I will be open. I don't want to say it.
You just
Go
said
ahead.
you just said you
The
wouldn't
people
know.
need to hear you.
I will be open to starting over.
Oh man, so
I will be open.
So
not saying I would want to.
So your boys in 8 to 10 years could have children, and then they got a little bitty toddler uncle.
That's normal. Auntie. Like they do that.
You got go in there and change your uncle's diapers. You know what I'm saying?
That's normal.
So why not get with a guy who got kids the same age as you? It's yours.
No. So
but
one, I don't want to deal with drama.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with exes. I don't want to deal with the hidden agendas.
So he got to deal with yours though.
No, and that's the thing.
Every time he see these 2 young men, he got to see a reflection of somebody that you've been intimate enough with to play the genetic lottery. So he got to do that, but you don't want to do that.
But I'm saying I'm not going to come with drama.
How do you know?
Because.
How you know when somebody get with you and you got that glow and you go around your baby daddy, that your baby daddy ain't going to start tripping because you got that glow? He smelled them pheromones on you. He smelled a really healthy sheepdog on you.
I'll handle it.
How you supposed to handle it? Is that your job to handle it? Are you a tire or a steering wheel? Which one are you?
Gosh, I'm just saying, it won't be any drama. Like, I will keep it in control.
How do you do that? What's your method of control?
He needs to mind his business.
Who are you to tell him that? Are you equipped to tell him that?
Because it's my business. Like,
no, it's y'all's business if you get with a dude.
No.
So everything on his end is your business and everything on your end is your business too?
Yes, like why would who I'm dealing with be his business?
So you really want to roll with a tire? You don't want to roll. You don't want to roll with a steering wheel.
But why would who I'm dealing with be his business?
That is his business. If he come into the household and he's protecting, he's providing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the baby daddy. I'm sorry.
No.
You're talking about the man.
The man.
Okay.
If he come into the house, he's protecting and he's providing. You know, everything that go on is supposed to be his business, so he can't be truly in his role.
I agree with that. I'm sorry. I thought you was talking about the other part, parent.
Nah, but what I'm saying is when somebody put their glow on you, your baby daddy gonna start tripping. Baby daddy, if you're out there, I'm not trying to pick at you. I'm just a 48-year-old dude who been walking this earth, and I know some things, man. We can sit down and have dinner and talk about it, though.
Listen. Well, I would just say that it's a preference, not taking anything away from the men out there with kids, because you never know. I don't know what God has in store for me. That's just my preference. God could have, God forbid, somebody that got 5 kids, and you know, it is what it is. But that's that. I just get a lot of backlash from that, and I just never understood. Okay. Wow.
If we walk, I got a 82-pound pit lab mix. All right, Big dog. He has big boo-boo. I just raked up the boo-boo earlier today. Big boo-boo. Okay. So if we go walking across the backyard, right? Mm-hmm. And you step in it and you wipe your feet, right? I don't step in it. So you want me to get in the car with you with that boo-boo up in the little grooves of your shoe? And I don't have none on mine. So I got to deal with the stench of what you stepped in and wiped off and still carry with you. But you want my shoes to be absolutely clean.
That has to be something you agree to, though. I'm not gonna make you.
But why would you expect that? Is that a fair expectation?
Are
going
you saying
in?
I'm being selfish?
I'm saying you're being a little bit unfair.
But if that's in agreement, then what's the problem?
Because you're subjecting him to something that you won't subject yourself to. So how can you consider yourself to be equally yoked or be in partnership?
Because I feel like if we agreed on it, then it is what it is.
I mean, I agreed to get in the car with you and you had the dog boo-boo in the crevices of your shoe. So that mean I should be subject to the stink just because I agreed, or should you?
Agreed.
Okay, but why wouldn't up front you agree to be equal with me? Why do I gotta accept your dog boo-boo if you don't want to accept mine?
Stop looking at me. I would.
So you changing now? Okay, so because you changed so quickly for a guy you don't even know. You don't even know me like that.
Oh my gosh. I'm saying I can compromise.
Robin, help her.
Just don't want
Help.
to.
She needs help right now.
No.
Throw her a life preserver because she's drowning.
I can compromise. I don't have a problem.
You see
with
how
that.
fast she changed something that she been standing on with both feet with combat boots on?
I don't think I mean I think that if she found the right guy, that perspective would be in. I think that type of mindset is more of a protection of what and why she doesn't want to deal with anybody that has children, just because of what it could come with versus it actually being what she desires, if that makes sense. Like, I think that if she found somebody that had his stuff together and he didn't come with all of that baggage, then she would be more understanding and more open to a relationship. But I think it's just the drama and the extra attachments and all of those other kind of things, the ill motives behind it that she
Soul
just
ties.
Okay.
doesn't want to deal with.
Let's talk about that. I love it. All right. So at one point in time, 16, 17, 18 years old, we're brand new cars, fresh off the showroom floor. Mm-hmm. Now in our 30s, late 40s, we got some mileage. We're used cars. Mm-hmm. So when you go to the mechanic and the mechanic is fixing on your used car, he got to take it apart and it looks ugly, right? It's all busted up into pieces and it's greasy and nasty and he's greasy and nasty and, it just is what it is. Mm-hmm. But then when he puts it back together and it's running, you're happy about it. So how do you have new car expectations out of used car people? Because you're not 16, 17, 18 anymore.
I mean, it can be a used car, but I want it to be in good condition.
So you're looking for the Haggerty car, that Daytona Shelby Ferrari that's been garage kept,
Yeah.
For 38 years. Mm-hmm. Do you have that kind of money to buy that? And I'm not speaking like literal money.
I would have to. Because that's what I'm expecting.
Okay.
So I don't want a Franklin $1,000 down car.
Right.
If it's gonna be a used car, at least let it come off 35.
Okay.
So that's my mind. Now I know you're not gonna be perfect because I'm not perfect.
Right.
I know you're gonna have issues and maybe different traumas you're trying to work through because so am I.
Right.
But I want to at least know you have a mindset that there's something that's been preserved to where you're still usable.
Right.
Even though you got some miles on you.
So what are your questions that you ask to ascertain that and determine that? Because you got to have some questions.
I asked, how long have they been single? Like, are they healed? How long have they been healed? Like,
what is healing?
what is it?
Yeah. Because, I mean, you're asking terms that you're familiar with. So you got a vocabulary you're familiar with. But what if healing for me means I blink my eyes twice and I'm cool? You know, have they had any therapy or counseling? You know, who did you talk to when you were dealing with the trauma of your last relationship, and what good things did they tell you? What things did they tell you about yourself that you needed to work on? So you're asking single word, multifaceted questions that you will understand because you're a woman and you are infinitely more versed in relationships than we are as men. We're infinitely more versed in games.
Play too many.
So you got to ask questions that get you the true answers and not the game answers. So if you ask somebody, you know, have you been in any counseling regarding past relationships or past trauma? That's a legit question. And if they say no, then why not? Because I'm out here in this world, and I know I've been battered around a couple of times. I've been bruised and hurt, and I know I'm not good. I need that extra help. So if I'm asking you if you've had it, it's because in the interest of what could be, we both got to be getting fixed in the same way. We both got to go to the mechanic shop and be torn down and rebuilt.
Yeah.
Do you believe in playing a part in that? Like you helping, or do you feel like you deal with you, I'm going to deal with me, and then we could, or do you assist in that area? Like,
now, are we talking just casual dating, or are we talking premarital counseling?
I would say casual dating.
Hold on a minute. Casual dating or premarital counseling.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the question. You don't feel like, or that's not an area that you feel like you should engage in just when dating?
No, I would definitely ask when dating, because you want to know about their background. You want to know how they were raised, who they were raised around, what things that they hold close to them as core values. You definitely want to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, if we're casually dating, I'm gonna go to counseling and you're gonna go to counseling over here, and I'm gonna go over here. Now, if it gets close to wanting to have a union in the future, then we need to start trying to do some things together.
Okay, so I guess that was my question. So when dating, you're working on you, I'm working on me. Now, if we go into a phase of a relationship for future, then that's when I become your help.
Right.
See, that's
Right.
there's a difference.
Right.
And the reason why I ask that way is because sometimes it's projected like we should be that help, but there's no clarity on where we are in a relationship. Like, why should I make myself this available for your trauma, and I don't even know if we together, or if we are together, like you haven't been clear about your next intention with me. So why should I present myself as this help? Because in the other podcast that's been brought up, like, you know, the woman is the help. Yeah, but that comes at a certain place, I feel like, in the relationship. I don't start out by helping you deal with these things. It should really be something that you should be dealing with on your own, just like I should be dealing with on my own. And then if we decide that this is something we want to unite in together towards marriage, now we become helpers one to another. Because I feel like a lot of women put out all of that and then it gets rejected, and now you have to deal with the hurt of that rejection towards somebody that you thought it was going to go deeper with, and it never went there. So we cast our pearls to swine a lot of times so soon, and then it's not reciprocated, and now you got to deal with that trauma.
But let me help you how you can control that. The tire is between the car and the ground. It's inflated. It kind of gives a buffer between the mechanics of what's driving you forward and what you're driving over. So it's the ultimate support system for the car. Cars don't go anywhere fast without tires. But if that tire notices that the steering wheel is not being steered in the right direction, so you have all the options in that situation. If you're not being steered in the right direction, you know.
Yeah.
But you're hopeful, well, he gonna turn left. He gonna turn this way. So you have all the options in that situation. So instead of ignoring the fact that it's not being turned in the right way, stop ignoring it. Stop ignoring it. Put a standard not on him but on yourself. That I just ain't gonna be driven any kind of way.
Hit the brakes. Stop the car.
I just ain't gonna be driven any kind of way.
Jump out and roll.
So feed the one that you want. Either feed the wolf or feed the sheepdog.
Yeah, that was. I had to note that one.
But pick one. You can't feed the wolf and hope for the sheepdog. Pick one. But you like both, huh?
No, I didn't say that.
Your face and eyes said it because you said pick one.
No, because I'm saying, okay, so just say pick one, right?
So we got to get our technology up so A can run this back. So when you do that, we can like run it back like they do on It Is What It Is. You know, we got to run it back where I can show you what you just did because you went like this. You went, pick one. like it's a wolf in your life, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to not feed that dude. You know what I'm saying?
No. Oh, sorry. No. That's okay. Not what I meant.
It's okay. It's okay.
What was your question so you don't forget?
I don't know.
You forgot.
No, I'm thinking like you said pick one. Okay, pick one and then what?
Feed it. Make sure that the desired effect is that they know what they're doing well and they'll replicate it over and over and over and over and over again. But if men don't know what they're doing well, then they're going to keep trying stuff until they get it. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to mess up. We're going to mess up.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why is it's so many rules to men? Why is it not simple? Like, why is it's just so much, like my head be hurting.
It is simple. I gave it to you simple.
No.
Feed the wolf or feed the sheepdog, but feed one. That's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. I don't know how to break it down much more than that. I can try.
What you're saying is simple, but in real life,
you just don't want to do it.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
It's not, but I'm saying like from what I have received from several male friends.
Okay.
It's so much like you got to do this, you got to do that. Oh, men don't like this, and they don't understand this, and men don't think like this, and it's just like so much. Like, why is it so much for us to understand when I feel like we are really simple? And no, we are. See,
no, I don't agree with that.
We are simple.
We are hard.
I feel like we are very simple. I just feel like men make us out to be difficult, but women want the most simple things. It's either time, attention, or effort. You get the ones that's materialistic and
he
all
ain't
that.
rubbed his head all night until then.
I'm serious.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We are simple. Why are we not simple?
Because what you said you wanted, like, okay, when I was in high school, I was probably a herb. You know what I mean? I ain't really get cool till like the year after high school. Just be totally transparent. So in high school, the time, attention, all that they was not going for it. Not at all.
What you mean?
They was not going for it at all. There was very few wins for a brother in high school. Very few. The wins were few and far between. But when I graduated high school and I went across town from South Hewitt, Texas to MCC, and I learned some things.
Oh, Lord. Game changer.
Game changer. Game changer. I was no longer thinking like a sheepdog. I was thinking like a wolf.
Uh-oh.
And the wolf won. He won.
That's so sad.
For a number of years. So what you sitting up here telling me and wanting me to believe that you won't is an absolute lie.
How?
Because since 1980 something to 2023, the wolf is always won. Always. The wolf gets his pick of whatever he wants. The sheepdog has to wait for somebody to choose him. That's tired of wolves.
Ooh, that's tough.
Now I can understand
That's
that.
tough. That's a little bit true. Why are we like that?
So you saying you're simple.
I still am.
And then you gave me a lie for an answer.
What did I lie about?
You said that all you wanted was these 3 things. I highly doubt a dude with a pocket protector can walk up on you and give you those 3 things and win. You ain't even gonna respect him. You gonna mark a line on the orange juice like you better not drink it below that.
Oh my gosh. No, I won't.
So tell you hear that? No. You know. And then the little breath at the end. You know. So this is what I'm saying.
That's not my guess.
So this what I'm saying. You gave a list of 3 definitive things and you stood on it pretty hard. Mm-hmm. But then when the query came and we proved through life experiences, not the macro, not statistics, but the micro, what I've lived and experienced and what you have lived and experienced. We proved that's incorrect. But you stood on it so hard. So how is that simple? That's complex.
How is it not simple?
That's because you don't want what you said you wanted. What do you really want? Tell us the truth right now. Live.
That is what I really want.
Tell us the truth.
What?
Then how come they ain't been winning with you?
What are you trying to say?
I said what I said. But I say it again though. All right. If you really just want those 3 things, I'm pretty sure you've had a fella that has approached you with those 3 things, but there was something missing. And you didn't select them. Because if you did, he'd probably be sitting right there. Because those kind of dudes ain't going to let you out their sight because they scared you're going to get around a wolf.
Some of it is out of my control.
How? You have all the control. Mm-mm. You do. You have access. You control access. I couldn't get in that building down there till A-Ray came back because he had access. So you have access to the gate.
That doesn't mean if I let you in, you're going to stay. Like,
no, but you knew that before you let him in. I came for it.
You giving me a hard time.
I came for it tonight. Y'all just didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all just didn't know.
I'm so glad Alan is not here.
Oh, he would be basking
so
in this. We quiet? Oh, I'm glad he missed it. I'm glad he missed it.
What I'm saying is that if you had that kind of dude, and that kind of dude know anything about Waco, Texas, and he knew you was up here sitting by me, he'd be right there with a bag of Cheetos with Cheeto hands. Watching everything.
So it can't be a mix of the 2. He can't be a sheepdog and a wolf.
I am he.
I think that's what I would want. I don't want. Well, I don't have. Let me say I don't want. I don't have just a sheepdog. I think he is a mixture of both.
As he should be. That means he's balanced.
So you said pick now. You didn't say get a mixture. You said get one.
Nah, I mean they come together, but feed the sheepdog. Don't feed the wolf.
I feed the sheepdog of him, of who he is.
Right.
But I know that there's both of them in there.
Right. What I mean by don't feed the wolf is like don't neglect the things that make him give sheepdog qualities to you. Emphasize those. You know. So if he's willing to protect, provide, and he's like, hey, you know, can you get this for me? You know, or I like when we talk about this, or I like when we engage in this. Then don't neglect to do that, because then you're asking the wolf to go hunt for what the sheepdog is asking you for.
That makes sense. So what am I? Because you got the wolf, the sheepdog. What
are women?
Oh man. The ultimate nurturers. Women are the ultimate nurturers. I don't even quantify them as like
animals.
Anything animalistic. It's like Women are like an oasis in the desert.
I want to be like a lady lion.
You sure?
Like,
You sure?
yeah.
Did you pay attention in biology? You sure?
It just sounds
So you
like,
want to do all the hunting, and you want the male lion to lay under a tree and then jump up and down on you like a trampoline when he feel like it.
No.
Okay,
Never
then
mind.
we'll change that. Let's change it to something else.
Never mind.
Let's change it to something else.
It just sounds good for the moment.
It did because they're regal. They're very regal, and their athletic prowess, you know, of a lioness is really dope. You know what I'm saying? The look of them is really dope. You know, but the lifestyle ain't so dope. I'm glad you said that because that mentality is what's prevalent these days.
That's true. That is true.
Then when you get the lion and he at home on the game, he at home on the game when you leave, he at home on the game when you get back. He won't hunt, and you wonder why.
Because you wanted to be a lioness.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like that. That makes sense.
I had got on the live when Marty was on there, and I was messing with him because, you know, I'm old enough to have coached them when they first started playing football for Southern. You know, I was just one of the assistants out there, you know, when they first started playing. So I like to mess with Marty. He was like, you know, man, they got to look good and be appealing, and I'm with that. But I was joking with him. I was like, man, get you a plow horse instead of a race horse, right? So I
did
think,
have some animalistic.
yeah. So I think he took that like he took it as like the look of a plow horse, and I was speaking more to the demeanor instead of the look.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I want to
okay.
be harnessed with somebody who wants to go the same direction as me, where it's not a competition.
Right.
We just want to get this work done. Because if you can imagine a harness and you got two horses, if we pulling straight ahead, then we go straight ahead. But if I'm pulling this way, or if I'm moving slower than you, or you moving faster than me, we gonna turn and we just gonna keep going in circles. So I think that's more of what a union should be.
That's this generation. I think everything is based off looks in this generation.
I think it's always been that though, for biology's sake, from the beginning
Not
of
back
time.
in the day.
What you mean? So you
Back
trying
in
to
the
say
day.
everybody was married to ugly people back in the day? My grandmama was cute,
No,
man.
I'm not saying
My
that.
grandmama cute.
I'm saying
She 103. She still fly.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying your grandma was ugly.
Okay, what you saying?
I'm saying that back in the day, like women were sold, you know, to be wives and stuff like that. So I feel like they didn't really look at it like, oh, she ugly, I don't want her.
In some cultures,
They just wanted somebody that could cook, clean, take care of the kids, take care of the house. That's what they wanted.
now they wanted somebody who they could look at and be like, oh, she ain't had no bath in 3 weeks, but boy, look at that thing. You know, because you know, bathing constantly is like a recent innovation. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I mean, explain it to me. So you trying to say Cleopatra in antiquity, the queen, she was beautiful, but not beautiful in a Eurocentric point of view, but beautiful in the Afrocentric point of view. And she parlayed that beauty into power. So how does she do that if beauty didn't matter?
Well, it mattered then, like, cause she made it matter.
So you trying to say that when dudes was going up, when they did have the chest full of gold, the dowry or the donkeys or the sheep, that they was going and picking the Ugmos up?
They just wanted the ones that they knew was gonna take care of the house.
Now the Ugmos was not getting selected, man. You go to church. You remember how they fooled Buddy and gave him the ugly daughter?
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Come on now,
But
what are we
that's what I'm
talking about?
saying. But
He was not happy about that. He went and
was
worked.
not.
He went and worked to get the pretty one. So what are we talking about?
And you want to be rude.
oh my God.
What is we talking about?
See, nobody told you to bring that up. Nobody.
What is we talking about? See, you just be.
No,
See,
I
and when
think
I be
what she
listening to the
means,
podcast, I notice that you just be saying stuff. Man. You just be saying stuff.
Oh my. Now I just be saying stuff. Oh my God.
Occasionally. So that's like 3 times a night that you just said something, and it took me about 38 seconds to get you to back up off of it. That's like 3 times.
I still feel like looks is. I mean, I'm not saying it's not important. However, I just want, like, for my brothers, you know, and my guy friends, I want them to find someone that is going to be a benefit to their lives, you know.
Okay.
And not just, oh, she got a big butt, so I'm gonna talk to her. You know, like
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I can go for that.
Thank you.
But
I appreciate it. But you was gonna say but.
Okay, and the packaging matters, because you have to be, if you're gonna be committed in the physical aspect of it, you can't be with somebody who you can't figure out how you're gonna turn it to make it look right.
But I don't want to be with a guy that look good and he ain't worth nothing.
True. I'm understanding completely. I don't want to be with a woman that look good that ain't worth nothing.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm understanding. But there is a balance. You just got to dig for it.
True.
But if you're not willing to do the digging up front, don't play the game. Because you're going to steady be getting them ugmos, internal ugmos.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be willing to ask those tough questions, have conversations like we're having tonight, and expect an answer. If you don't get an answer, don't tarry.
Gotcha.
Person that's truthful got a quick answer. And it's going to make sense when you weigh it out. Weigh it out.
I like that. Weigh it out. Put that on the shirt.
I just need 3%. I ain't greedy.
Oh my God. Hey, I give you 3. We can work with that. We can work with that.
I ain't greedy.
This was really needed. I really appreciate. You didn't give me a headache, which is a good thing, because
Normally,
any other time I be having to go regroup. Like, what just happened? Like, I be in an uproar.
Okay.
You got any other questions that you wanna? Any other topics you want to talk about?
Nah, I'm gonna let it alone tonight so that I get invited back.
What? We gonna invite you back.
it was
Yeah.
very
I'm gonna let it
good,
alone.
very informative.
I'm gonna let it alone. So
I was
so get
quiet,
invited.
and that is not
At all.
my norm.
Well, I asked you to give me the hard question.
You don't think I gave you nothing hard?
I mean, they was medium hard.
No, you just were wise.
They was medium.
It
It was
Medium.
medium. So I give y'all a couple of weeks to get some tough questions, and I'll be back.
Robin, you don't have a hard question for him? I mean, I thought I was pretty, you know.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think last week we talked about understanding forgiveness, what forgiveness looks like, and how long should a person have to wait for you to forgive. How long a person should have to wait for somebody to forgive you. And we had a lot of deep dives in on that. Like, what is forgiveness, and is it really possible? Can you really truly forgive somebody?
In what circumstance are we talking about?
Any circumstance.
Mainly cheating.
Yeah,
See?
mainly
Okay.
that was.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay. I can forgive you. I just don't know if my ego will let me stay.
Ego, yes.
I don't know. Because that ego is part of that wolf that makes me successful at work. It makes me successful at self-defense. It makes me successful at fixing things, figuring problems out. So I can't totally starve my ego, because my can-do and my belief in myself helps me to accomplish things. So I can't completely starve it. I can't starve it enough to let somebody get in my cookie jar while it's my cookie jar, and then feel like I'm going to put my hands back in that same cookie jar and feel that same way about them cookies. My ego ain't going to let me do that.
But what about it if it's the other way around?
That ain't my business.
Oh no,
you
see?
can't say that.
No, what I can say is,
What?
I don't
You
know.
did it. How
I
did
don't
you
know
do
how.
it?
No, if I do it, that's on me, and whatever consequence I get for that, that's my fault.
But you would expect us to stay.
No, I expect the worst.
I don't believe it.
Okay, I'm never let down because I expect the worst. When I get the good, I'm happy.
So you mean you purposely wanted
So if
to.
you did that, you would expect for her to be like, that's it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. If I'm
Why
a-
would
if I'm
you
a-
do it then?
Because if I'm gonna be wild enough to go out there and howl at the moon, I'm gonna definitely have somewhere else where I can lay my head. I'm already have all that lined out. I'm not gonna go howl at the moon and then crawl back to the crib like, If I'm gonna get out there, I got an exit strategy already.
Wow.
Why not have just left?
True that. Why? I mean, because we goofy like that. We like the gamesmanship.
Sick of y'all.
We like the gamesmanship.
So just a scenario.
Okay.
We're dating and you cheat. And I say, I think I want to take a break. And I'm going to give you a break to decide if this is what you really want. And I want you to think about it. And you say, okay, how long we on the break? And I say, I give you about 3 to 6 months. What's going to be your response?
So you want me to not hunt for 3 to 6 months?
I want you to work on yourself. Like, I want you to really,
What does that look like?
like, you figuring out.
Does that look like abstinence? Does that look like counseling? What does that look like? What are you asking me to do? Be specific, because if you don't, I'll make my own rules up. You might not like them.
But why do I have to tell you? Why can't you just know what to do in order to stay?
Because the goal is to make you happy if I'm interested in getting back with you. So why wouldn't you give me the blueprint to making you happy? Why would you leave that up to me to invent when you know all my life I've been playing games?
So is the 3 to 6 months okay with you?
Depending on what you want me to do in 3 to 6 months.
Absence.
I just want you to work on yourself.
No, see, you keep using those vague terms. I can work on myself by seeing if I'm still the truth.
Okay.
Because you have bruised my ego by pushing me away. You told me go over here and figure it out.
That bruised your ego? It didn't bruise your ego when you messed around?
Nah, because that was a stroke to my ego when I messed around. But with you rejecting me, now you telling me I'm not good enough for you.
You know what?
I'm finna
Really,
get mad.
really, y'all are so much
I'm
more
finna get mad.
emotional than we are.
I'm not arguing that point.
That's something that I've learned with these podcasts and like listening to different men's perspective. Like, it has been projected, oh, women got so many emotions. Y'all have a lot of emotions.
Why wouldn't we? We got to be balanced just like y'all. So this thing, okay. So your little boy comes over to you, right? Mm-hmm. And you got this cool little thing, this brooch on your shirt because you've been to church, to the 3 o'clock program, and you fly, right? So he comes up and start playing with the brooch. You say, no, don't play with that. Get down. What are you gonna do?
Get down.
And go find something else to play with. Because you told him he wasn't welcome over here to play with this. That's on you.
That's not the same thing.
That's messed up.
Why
that
is it
means
not?
you don't have self-control.
What do you mean? I mean, he saw something that was shiny and attractive. He went to it.
So that means you don't care about me enough to not go be attentive to something else. Like, you're not trying to work on what we got going on. You're not trying to fix it if you go mess with somebody else and involve somebody else when you're not even healed.
He was wanting to work on it. So why take the shiny thing that's keeping him close to you away from him if you want him to stay close to you?
Because you heard me.
Okay. He did. He did.
So what are you trying to do to fix it? And then you make it worse by going off.
So we can go find some older folk that we trust to talk to together. But if you tell me to go over there, the same wolf that you smelled, everybody else smell it too, but they smell it without you next to it.
I just got a headache.
Sick. I need a shirt too that
got a
says
headache.
sick of y'all.
I'm telling you about the book I wrote, not the book I read.
That's messed up.
So if you tell me, nah, we need to separate, man, you need to go there and figure yourself out. I bet. And when I go figure myself out and everybody at work can smell that I'm no longer attached, and they start,
that's when you don't let them in.
You sure look nice. What am I not letting in?
Don't talk
Because
to them.
there's already a void there. They just occupying space that you left.
Emotional.
Them voids, boy, I tell you.
So why you leave a void if you wanted it to come back?
Why you hurt me?
Because we stupid and we play silly games.
Exactly.
Sometimes we get silly prizes. Sometimes we
So
poop.
I gotta suffer.
Sometimes we poop on ourselves over and over again before we learn to use the pot. It always comes back. Let's go.
That's crazy. It's like a slap in the face with you saying, why take that away from me? You took it away from yourself when you made the decision that
I still want to use the pot. I just messed up. I pooped on myself. My bad, fool.
Bro. Ooh, Lord.
I did that for shock value.
And you definitely got it.
I did that for shock value.
Oh my gosh. Like that will send me, oh God, like no. Like I had to pause, like, did you really just say that?
Nah. But when you look at like the gamesmanship that we learn to play in our innermost mind, that's really what we be like, man, my bad. You know, and we know we have indulged the wolf and let the wolf take control. We know that. And we know it was dumb. That's why we come back to y'all. Because we knew it was dumb. So the matching the need for grace with the fragile ego, that's a real thing, and I don't really think there's an answer to it, because you can't do to me what I did to you. I mean, if you're looking for fair in that, the only fair in that is where you get turkey legs and funnel cakes.
See,
at.
that ain't no.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I agree with you. It's crazy, but
y'all can dish it, but y'all cannot. Take
they definitely can. Now you can't breathe.
Absolutely
and that's
cannot.
Crazy.
Absolutely cannot. I'm gonna go to the lake and I'm gonna chunk as many rocks as I can, and then I'm gonna get in the car and I'm gonna put on some 8-ball and MJG. And I'm going to figure out how I can find 2 of them that look just like you.
That's horrible.
That is like no.
I don't get it.
I just got mad.
I mean, you don't know how a transmission works, but you drive your car.
Like, why do y'all think that's okay?
We don't.
Why would you do to somebody?
We don't think it's okay.
Don't want done to you.
Because we are silly. And the roar.
So we can't have silly moments?
You can. It just affects us differently. So, like, the silly part of us, if you got somebody that's worth building with, the silly part of you thinks that you can do what you want to do and indulge your inner wolf and still be a sheepdog over here, when the one you feed the most is the one that grows. So we know that too, and we have to be careful which one we feed, because you can feed that ego-driven side too much and then it doesn't serve you anymore. It only takes away from you. So we know that, and that's why you have to have groups of guys that you hang with that are interested in everybody winning, and you kind of balance each other out on that. But you got to hang around with guys that want you to win.
Yeah.
And they'll balance you out. And likewise, you ladies have to hang out with ladies that want you to win, and you balance each other out. But men are not used to having those open conversations about vulnerability with other men. Like, think about the high number of, I'm going to use this because I don't do statistics, I just do what I know. Think about the high number of black males who were introduced to sexual aspects of life at a very, very early age, way earlier than they were supposed to. That hypersexualization, whether it was something you saw, something you heard, or something you experienced, makes you feel like that's the conquest that you need to be chasing. But we don't really talk about that as men amongst each other. We don't. We don't ever sit up and discuss that, hey, I was exposed to this at the age of 8 or 9, and it kind of shaped the way I looked at women and the way I looked at intimacy.
Yeah.
And you have to have those talks in order to conquer that wolf, in order to put that wolf in submission. You got to be willing to have those talks with other men. Your significant other can't help you with that because she can't understand the very nature of the call. She can't understand the nature of that biological call that was stoked and created in you at an early age, way too early for you to process it fully. These kids got every video in the world on their phone walking around in their pocket right now. They can see whatever, however. You know? So they're very hypersexualized. Everybody is right now.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, you can see it on your phone right now.
Yeah.
So then we're wondering, like, why are we so caught up in that right now? It's because we got access. We got access to imagery. You know, and the imagery creates a desire, and then you act out your desires.
Fire and desire.
You're too young for that song. That.
Well, that was all I had.
Okay.
You good? You got any questions
Nah.
For us?
Are you sure?
Nah.
Also, what
Y'all gonna invite me back though?
Yeah, we'll invite you back.
Okay.
I actually, I can say that the fact that I can have a conversation with you and I don't have a headache, that says a lot. So I really appreciate you. You had some good, valid points. You hit a little nerve, a little, but it wasn't as bad as your homeboy. So I appreciate
That's because I'm old, man. They got a lot more energy than me.
Lord.
They got a lot more crap.
I do want to say thank you for coming on, and we will invite you back.
You gotta have me and Bubba on here together, though.
Oh no,
You gotta have me. And
He
Bubba
wouldn't have
together.
given you the opportunity.
You
God.
gotta have us on here together. That'll be a special.
nah. You want my head to explode?
Nah. See, but you know what
he is enough. It just
By
him.
himself.
He is enough.
Yeah. But that'll be a good one. So,
How about I think I could get y'all on the live
okay?
together
Okay.
because he's out of town.
Yeah.
So I think I let Amai handle the live with y'all because I just don't want a headache. Is that fair?
Are you
It's
talking
fair.
about Bubba or Alan?
No, not little Bubby. I'm talking
talking
about
about
Bubba.
Bubba.
Bubba. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all can have that one.
Yeah, we'll work that out. But I do want to thank you for coming. We'll go ahead and wrap up
All right. Appreciate y'all for having me.
the Hear Me Out podcast. And I'm going to go ahead and say, you said it was me and sheep, right? Wait,
Sheepdog.
sheepdogs versus wolves.
Sheepdogs.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
I put it in our group because I don't want us to forget it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind. So thank everybody for listening, and thank y'all for hopping on with us. Thank you, Mr. Andre, for coming to see us, and we will definitely have you come back.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Yay!